are live.
Absolutely epic. Is Will with us? Will be with us?
Yeah. I think he was reading the suggestions channel.
Oh, I see. We'll just wait for this to refresh and then... Oh, actually, let's see. Huzzah!
Hello?
Yo.
Hey there!
Hey there.
Okay, we've loaded in. Reload. Alright. So, welcome to the session. Thanks to everybody for joining us for this lovely evening of D&D and Dungeons and Dragons. For those who aren't in the know on the slang, we're on session 82 of this fucking campaign.
Me when I'm fucking
How's everybody feeling?
I'm ready for a speech, Harry.
Oh yeah, you brought your lines.
I brought my notes. You know, my note cards.
Hell yeah. Yeah, well, we'll see where this session takes us. We're getting into some. We'll talk about some interesting stuff this session probably, but before we get to that, let's kick off this session with a recap of session 81.
Huge.
Last time on Tragedy of War. The session began with the faithful few finishing their purchases at the God Forge within the city of Safeguard. They had just dropped off a very large number of magic items for the smith to merge and for them to pick up in 2 days' time. Once they were done, they left the God Forge to go to the harbor. At the harbor, what the Safe Guardians refer to as the Close Coast, the faithful few met up with Enforcer Khan, who directed them to their galley. All boarded this galley except for Bosong, who abruptly declared that he would be separating from the party to go to Bedlam, of all places, with Amihan. Unfinished business, it would seem.
He was a changeling.
The party yielded and allowed Basong to depart without too much, chagrin from them. Basong found a seasoned Azamar sailor who owned kind of a sloop down at the end of the harbor, and he convinced him to uh, offer passage to Bedlam. From there, both ships departed for their destinations. For most of the party, though, it was for the Utale Nation. The faithful few traversed this resilient landscape once they arrived at the Utale Nation, following Enforcer Khan as he led them to the newly restored Fort Baeon. On entering the fort, Rolland spoke with Jorma about the prospect of them joining the war to fight with them, with the faithful few. Jorma explained that it was not really his place to tell these people what to do. but he encouraged Rolland to speak to them and to allow each of them to make their own choice. There would be a communal banquet when the sun set, so that would be the best time to do it, they figured. Fort Baeon was home to a number of familiar faces from various stages of the Faithful Few's journey. They spoke with Enforcer Lazarus and Evoker Aranel. They spoke with Consul Corinth and Cecil from all the way back in Cistern. Sinclair, the Wayward Merchant, and even a revived Theramak. Notably from these interactions, Khanek was able to get a loan from the Bank of Zorn to purchase some powerful artifacts from Sinclair. Consul Corinth and Theramak both expressed desire to, on behalf of their kingdom, to assist the Faithful Few in delivering the final blow in this war. So the kingdoms of Heritage and Haven seem amenable to assisting. This was a promising stage set for Rolland as he stepped on top of his soapbox. Even within these war-torn individuals, nobles and refugees alike displaced by the war, it would seem that there is still a spark of willingness to try ending this war one last time. With their bellies full of delicious food, they awaited his proposal. The session ended with Rolland and the Faithful Few, if any others should want to share words as well, ascending to speak with the residents of Fort Baeon. So, scene change. Y'all dumb motherfuckers want a scene change?
Boom. Oh, I should probably open the Foundry for myself, not just the stream.
So, to kind of set the stage again, these people have kind of just eaten. All of the people that you spoke with from the previous session have kind of all regrouped back, or come back, once the sun sets, to this communal banquet that has been laid out for them. And people are, and they've been mingling and whatever, but they've all kind of enjoyed their meals at this point. Daelin, you're kind of, you're on the south side of Fort Baeon, still in this courtyard. Everybody's in this courtyard except Bosong right now. But you've kind of just been observing. What do you want, is there anything you want to do at the start of the session, Daelin, while this seems to be happening? If Mike is here with us, Mike. Okay. Well, Khanek, you're also there, but you're on the north side, along with Rolland and Ocerus. You were just earlier speaking with Sinclair, retrieving your magical artifact.
So then, Rolland, what's our plan going forward? Seems as though you would have to convince people to march. Do we really wait a day for them to march? Or do we go back to Safeguard and hope your likely allies fall in line?
We're waiting for the armies to get ready anyways, and I suppose Bosong to get back from his trip. I think it's worth asking any of them that want.
I don't think Bosong is coming back from his trip. He
What?
went to fight that beast in the ice. There's no chance he defeats it alone with his son. Did you see how weak his son was?
Rolland
Bosong, he has no weapons with him anymore. He stands no chance at defeating that. He's essentially sacrificed himself to an outer being. We will not see the likes of him again.
Right before the big battle, he leaves. Typical.
It's not.
Well, it
it's not
was
his fight.
the entire culture of his people predicated on destroying those creatures. It is not completely out of the question, but his intelligence, well, that's always been the case. So I don't think it's impossible that this is what has happened.
There will be no creatures to fight if the world ends. Seems his priorities were in the wrong place.
Perhaps he prioritizes his own death. These podunkish warrior people, they seem to want to engage in glorious death more than they do life, just as I learned with the half-orcs and Brelix people. Just as I expressed to Theramak how their leader must have died, and now he is no longer going to go to their holy afterlife with the 72 orc virgins.
I forgot about that.
You confirmed that that's the lore last session.
That is the lore. Absolutely.
Dying for the sake of dying never really seemed to have much pull to it.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go take a piss.
I'm gonna.
You piss? You canonically have a penis?
Really? You're choosing now to piss, Khanek?
You haven't pissed? I haven't seen you piss once all campaign, and now he's pissing?
Is your penis also conical and wrapped in bandages?
Or is it just the stem of the banana? I think he went to
Find
check
out
this
when he
and
gets
realized
back, I
that's why he said it.
suppose.
Yeah, it's at the very top.
I think he went to piss in real life. Anyways.
So,
Mike's back. Mike, do you have a speech to give?
Do you have any NPCs you want to talk to?
yeah, Mike, you're on the south side of Fort Baeon right now. Everybody's gathered together for this banquet. And you know that Rolland is moments away from speaking to these people and attempting to convince them to join the war.
I know you made a lot of friends like, with your time here, Mike.
I think, being a reborn, I think I'm gonna just like hide. Like, I think I would be the last thing to convince anybody of anything. I'd scare everybody.
You're
Yeah.
a ghost?
No, but I'm fucking disgusting.
He might not help with the vibe
Fuck
check.
up, bro.
I'm gonna give you like a -3 on whatever check you're giving.
We got a bunch of other goobers here. You'll be
If
fine.
you pray to Aewa, maybe.
So you wanna hide, right?
Make you not reborn.
I'm not gonna like take the action to hide, but you know, I'm just gonna put my hood down and
Yeah, you're gonna keep out of
Fort
sight.
Baeon is filled with a bunch of goobers. A bunch of gross, disgusting creatures.
not like me. I'm different.
Which is what you are, Mike.
You're different.
Alright, well. I'll get
Yeah,
on with the
Rolland.
As everyone enjoys this hero's feast, as well as the food that was brought here before that, I guess I'll clink my glass, so to speak. You know, I'm sure it's not like a glass, but just like that. Yeah, my tankard.
Yeah.
Um,
And as you do, you feel kind of the chatter simmer down, and the mood. You can feel the attention of the banquet enjoyers begin to focus on you.
I say, people of the Lutale, people of all over, Bedulkin, Orc, even Arakakra in the crowd I see.
Khanek walks
See
back
Cloud
into the
Chief.
scene, putting his dick back in his pants after pissing.
Huge. The absolute snake penis.
We have all found ourselves here from varying circumstances.
Oh, you walked back in while Rolland was giving his speech?
Yeah.
While putting his dick back in his pants? Perfect.
I was looking at you while you did it.
It was pretty big.
Many of us unfavorable ones. If not for this war, I would not even hold my station or probably be in front of any of you here today. For the first time in the everlasting conflict's history, I have hope. Hope for peace. Hope that we'll see an end in sight soon. It is in part due to many of the people here. I'm going to stand behind this hope, put my money where my mouth is, so to speak. Safeguard is going to be leading a charge on Sanctum in the coming days. We believe that with Forlorn incapacitated, Bedlam in disarray, this is our best chance to gain an upper hand in one of the last prevailing forces perpetuating the conflict. In the past, Safeguard has drafted those that sought protection, perhaps even abused their desperate states.
Yeah, hated that.
We won't make that mistake again. Today I come to you not as Safeguard, but as someone who has been fighting on the front lines. And I ask you for your help. I ask that if you also have hope, you join me in ending the everlasting conflict. We need all the help we can get. Safeguard still stands, but many battles, as well as my team themselves, have been thinned out. I've talked to some of you in the audience already, and this plan is not a surprise to you. For those of you who haven't heard, those of you looking for vengeance, for justice, for peace, I ask you to consider joining us. And if not, this is no draft. We understand if this is not your fight. But I believe we can win. Now is the time to fight. If you have any spark inside of you. Our boat departs tomorrow morning. Please enjoy the feast.
There's
I was hoping you could
Silent.
Independence Day speech.
That would be great.
what you say? Will?
The Independence
I said I was hoping you would do the Independence Day speech. Days, once again, we're fighting for
Fellow
independence.
Together, it's Independence Day.
Do you know the whole speech?
I know, good.
Ocerus, get up and do the Independence Day speech.
Even if you would like to, I grab the mic. And if you would like to join the best nation in the world.
Murmurs spread throughout the crowd. And as you end your speech, Rolland, you see Theramak, almost like blood boiling under his skin. You know, you can see he is amped up.
Yeah.
Could you make a persuasion check with advantage, given that you talked to each of the representatives? This is a general check, and it is like applying to everybody,
Okay.
and it is an important one.
The crowd.
That. 36.
That was a high roll. Both of those were high.
Yeah. Theramak steps forward.
The Sons of Heritage fought and died alongside the faithful on the front lines. There are few here today who can claim that. We were brought back against our will, but we quickly learned the success of our sacrifice. Emperor Catal the Forlorn lay dead. The battle was won. But another battle remains. Another monarch. The Sons of Heritage plan to finish what they started. What all of you helped to start. Consider that.
I raise my glass to him.
He offers you a nod.
I just say to him, may this battle be the greatest your people have ever seen,
Theramak's face is gonna get crushed on the battlefield.
No.
He's just turning into Larry the Lobster, is what I'm getting. In response to your cup raising to Theramak, Consul Corinth will also raise his cup. I consider myself lucky not to have known the front lines. The Sons of Heritage have endured more than any people ever should. And he'll stand up. Amidst the faithful few on their first visit to the Kingdom of Haven, I was preoccupied in Gale, you see. I was awaiting a rather unpleasant demise at the hands of the Black Paw Trading Company. Thankfully, the faithful few intervened. Not on my behalf, mind you, but on behalf of a mere barkeep. He was imprisoned there, alongside me. They'd have done the same for any one of us. Haven stands with them.
Then I raise my glass to him.
They offer you a small smile, and a nameless Vidalcan would stand.
After the demise of the Prophet, the seers were leaderless, directionless, but thankfully safe within the walls of Safeguard. It was the faithful few who inspired us to fight for a better future. And so that is what the Vidalcan of Destiny will continue to do.
He says so just very matter-of-factly. And Inutale abruptly stands.
Unlike the others here, the Urtale are not of the mainland. We did not have first-hand experience with this everlasting conflict. Many sentiments could be shared regarding the Kingdom of Safeguard, and they ought to be. But it did keep the threats of war at bay, for whatever that's worth. It is only when we declared our independence and Safeguard revoked its protection that we learned the tragedies that lied in wait for us. Utale are a free people. Each of us will make our own choice, but I've made mine. You will have my blade in the battles to come. Dorma,
You see your people begin to stir with a certain ferocity, one that you haven't necessarily seen before in your time with them recently, or even back when you were living with your brothers before all of this. Something has changed within them, at least for the moment. Do you say anything, Jorma?
Rolland looks to you.
Or we'll stand, look at Rolland. It looks as if you have your answer.
And
Does that mean
the Utale unanimously kind of lifting their tankards, and at them jeering and cheering, the other peoples in the communal banquet are all they're all like clinking their tankards together, and alcohol spilling on each other. You see Corinth gets like a cup of beer just poured over his elven head, and Theramak is like shaking people. Like,
Theramak needs to take a chill though. This guy's fucking unhinged.
nah? He's just let him be.
And Rolland, you begin to see your message resonate within these people.
Huge.
So, for you guys to know, hasn't started yet, but or isn't relevant yet, I guess. But these different representatives that you've recruited, effectively, more or less, they're representative of the people, and these people that have joined you in the fight are going to actually be they are going to have an effect on combats going forward. They're not going to be represented as like tokens on the battlefield or anything, but as layer actions. They're going to basically provide support in the combats where it makes sense. Because not every combat you're going to be near them, but when you are, it will matter. But basically, once the siege of Sanctum starts, that's when it will it'll start mattering. It also depends if they survive to the point of being able to use their lair actions to help you, because presumably, basically, this siege of Sanctum is, well, the battlefield aspect of this part of the campaign is going to be mostly represented by your guys' dice rolls.
Right.
Because I've created a system, and essentially how it works is that each group or faction that you have on your side has a % chance to die or to perish once the Siege of Sanctum starts. And every session, once the Siege of Sanctum starts, you're going to roll for each group of people to find out if they survive or not. However,
Okay. All right.
If somebody dies, or if a group of people dies, there is a 50% chance, essentially, like a coin flip of a chance, that one of the other people can step in to intervene. Kind of like an intervening action is what I wrote down. Basically, there's a chance that they won't die, or there's a chance that somebody else will die in their place. It's kind of up to you guys. It's up to you guys to strategize what decisions you make when these rolls happen at the beginning of each session. I will take screenshots and put them in the in one of the server chats when the session is done, so you can kind of see how it works. It'll make a lot more sense in practice. It's actually it's a very simple, straightforward thing, and
But it'll affect
basically
the
as you
combat
guys
through, like,
roll.
these layer actions, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And it's essentially it's just a simulation that's going to be happening during your own infiltration of Sanctum, to kind of represent the help that you've acquired, but in a way that's not like we're putting armies on the screen, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's cool.
I will let you guys know when you guys have when the Siege of Sanctum has officially begun. It's possible that it even happens by the end of this session. It really depends how far we get, but
Badass.
yeah, all that to say, the people that you have recruited will matter in some small way or another. And over the course of the siege, they may die or they may survive. You have some control of whether or not they live or die, even if your characters are not there. But on that note, Rolland, you feel pretty good about the how it resonated, and people, got very rowdy toward the end of it.
Yeah.
But they eventually calmed down, and people begin meandering off somewhere else into Fort Bygone. Drinking, eating, spending time with people. Everybody kind of disperses into their various parts of the fort, wherever they lay their head. And it makes you think that you guys could do the same, or you could just try to board the ship and leave, but it's gonna take a couple hours to get back to the ship. Possible you could just leave in the morning. You're not exactly in a rush anyway, because you still have another, after this day's over, you basically have another day.
Because I did say, I was like, oh, like, our boat leaves in the morning, give me your answer. But, like, is this, like, a big enough boat to bring people with us? Or is that, like, send a boat for them or something?
Yeah,
Just the
they'll
important
probably grab their own boats or
Okay.
something, yeah. Probably leaving in the morning would make the most sense,
Okay.
if that's what you said.
Yeah, I mean, either way, we just kind of sleep.
Okay.
Make sure we're rested.
Hey, well then you all kind of find various places in this fort to rest your head. Does anyone
My
go?
character will keep reading his
have a-
book.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anything people want to do before?
Well, I'll just
Before
put
bed.
some book time in too. As well as I'll stay in the main area though, just so that I'm kind of still in the celebration, but I'm just sort of
Yeah.
on the side.
Yeah. Well, you and Khanek would read. Daelin, Ocerus, is there anything you two would like to do before turning in?
I had your character start reading the dexterity book the last time the last session, because you weren't here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Am I still reading?
Yeah, if you want to keep reading, you can, because then eventually you get +2 to your dex.
Yeah, I'll keep reading. What kind of a book is this? DM.
Magic one.
Pictures.
He's got pictures.
It's a religious book, go figure.
Is it a storybook?
Yeah, we'll say it's a storybook.
Does it have pictures?
It does. There's lots
Yes.
of birds and lots of cats.
I like birds.
Birds and cats. And great trees that take up the whole kind of border of the page. So yeah, 3 of you are reading. Ocerus, what do you have anything you want to do before you go to bed?
No, I'm just gonna get a good night's sleep. I'll be resting. Murder people.
Yeah. Make sure you get your 9 hours. Okay.
Huge.
Well, the sun drops, and so before you guys turn in for the night. I'll say you each get an extra 2 hours. I think I gave you 6. I think I gave you 6 before.
I thought it was 12. I think it was an 8-hour rest, but you said we read
I think
really
it was 12. I think it was 12.
Yeah.
So we'll say you have 14 now, and then you sleep. And then as the Utale rooster crows, and everybody rises from their slumber. It's an early morning after a night of revelry, but your accommodations were good, all things considered. I'd say you all meander out into the courtyard of Fort Baeon and back to where you were last night, and except now it's daytime. And let's fix that real quick. Transition to daylight. Cool. And Jorma, as you are rising and gathering your bearings and stepping back into the courtyard, you see one of your Utale brothers make eye contact with you and then begin striding forward, holding something in his arms. You know this to be Mariak.
And then he Utale'd all over.
And he would say,
Jorma, this strange artifact was found by one of ours. Just this morning, it was resting behind one of the bars.
and he holds up a very strange looking device. It's a metallic disc almost with a button in the middle. And it looks to be, in your experience in your travels through the Kingdom of Destiny, it looks to be Vidalcan in design.
They say it contains a message, and it mentions you by name. Jorma of the Utale.
And he holds it out to you.
Play one?
Yeah.
Who's asking for me? I'm a nobody.
No, you're the leader, bro. You're maxing.
You're maxing.
I told you can't. I'm not the leader.
I don't want it. I don't want it. Jon Snowing all over
You're
them right now.
And that's what makes you a great leader. Just because you said that. That's how it works, right?
So, as you take this device from him and you hit the button in the middle, the play button, and from where you press the button, it kind of sinks into the device, and then a new like ovular object comes out of the disc, and it begins projecting an image of a familiar face. Please hold.
Sound blast. And this card takes 67 damage.
It's Nikolai's bomb. That son of a bitch finally dead.
I don't even know who you are.
Literally. God, that was so funny.
I just blew up. It's like, I don't even know who this guy was.
Yeah, it's just like fucking Sanctum sends his regards. It just fucking like boop, 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 boop.
An assassination of Jorah would go crazy right now.
That would be insane. That would be insane.
Will's like, please God, kill my character.
I would do that.
That'd just be, that would be wild.
Oh, here we go.
It projects kind of like a blue hologram of the prophet.
He's back.
And as this happens, it's quite noticeable to everybody else who's in the courtyard. But very promptly, the
tell me about the blue Goliath. Tell me about the blue Goliath, baby.
the prophet emerges from this device, and he says,
Greetings once more, Jorma of the Faithful Few. This projected message was pre-recorded in anticipation of your arrival.
What the fuck?
He takes his pipe.
Remember, while pre-recorded, you may still interact with this projection as if it were real time.
What the fuck?
Each of your behaviors and responses have been foretold and thus accounted for in advance.
Jack's kind of loves that.
I pull out my penis and start whipping it around. He wasn't expecting that one, was he?
So, like, the way that you're holding this disc right now, like, the projection is kind of like, it's like coming out of your hand level right now. So you're like looking at his feet, if that makes sense.
Would you please put me down so that I can begin my message, Jorma of the Utale?
I guess I moved down.
Thank you very much.
Your actions have been...
You must... You must forgive my lack of contact as of late. No doubt, not you, but the other faithful who approach. Many of you recall my prior departure.
And then he turns back to you, Jorma.
Cranial penetration.
What?
At the hands of a warforged assassin. Rather unbefitting and inglamorous a departure, I admit.
He takes another huge puff of his Fidalkin crack pipe.
This is the guy that got assassinated, right?
Yeah, this is the guy who got his head blown off.
Okay, yeah.
You also met him. Well, you met another projection of him. Well, you didn't. The original faithful did. Yeah. In right before the forest of the Fatewood in Destiny.
Does he have a hole in his head in this projection, or?
He does not have a hole in his head in this projection. No, but that's a good question. You noticed, Daelin, that this must have been recorded ahead of time and left here in this Utale in Fort Baeon. When you look at the device, it looks quite old, Daelin.
It was unbefitting and inglamorous. But very much unlike this Utale nation that you now find yourself within, Jorma. No doubt, you have already turned Fort Bygone into a sanctum for the Utale people, and for all displaced peoples of the everlasting conflict, including my own kin. For this feat alone, Jorma, I must thank you. You should be truly proud. This future was not always guaranteed for the Utale and Vedalken.
He takes another big huff of his pipe. Khanek, what is your reaction to seeing the prophet?
Fuck this prophet. I hate these bastards. If the fate of the world wasn't at stake, I would destroy this message immediately. There's no way he could have predicted all of this. This is clearly bullshit. And if he turns to me and talks to me, I will destroy this.
There is...
It's almost like he's about to look at Khanek, and then he looks to Rolland instead.
Khanek starts raising his hand. I am prepared to blow this entire situation up.
This is some bullshit that can only be played in roleplay, where you just say, like, yes, I did all this like 7 months ago, but I knew exactly what you were going to say and do, so now I'm reacting to you as if I was seeing what was happening because I foretold it.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, fuck you.
However, there is another sanctum on the other end of the world that requires your attention. No doubt, the faithful few, Rolland among them, have already impressed the implications of its looming threat. No doubt, you, Jorma, have agreed to join them. There is strength in numbers. But there is greater strength,
And he turns his head very slowly to Khanek. In lost magic.
What the...
Lost magic. Well, first off, guess the number I'm thinking in my head.
I will entertain no such exercise.
I'm about to say a number. If you do not say the exact number, there is no way you predicted this.
Harry, I'll actually let this be a roll. I'll let this be a roll.
Yeah.
I'll let him roll whatever he wants. Future, whatever the fuck, and I'll roll whatever you want.
D4.
I want you to roll a d10 and he's going to very, very confidently declare 4.
7.
Shit.
But it's okay. I've proven. Everyone sees I've proven. All right, now back to the topic ahead. Lost magic.
Careful now, Khanek.
Still the part where
You are
he's dead
beginning
and
to
talking
see me for what I am.
But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I am a mere
Lost magic.
propagandist. There is no one true future. There never has been. Only many possible branches.
What did the Bodolkin think when they hear that?
Guys, I just freed
we'll
the
say
Vidalcan from their future of
We'll say
slavery.
they kind of just look at each other.
Khanek just opens his arms wide. I have freed you from your monolithic ideals of singular future determinism. You have the power! I have accomplished one of my goals. I have
Robert's
freed
just
your
thinking to
minds,
himself, this is
Vidalcan.
why I left.
I no longer need to hate you, now that I've unshackled the confines of your reality.
Jorva looks at you, at Rolland. He goes, "How have you continued to travel with this guy?"
He's a really strong, and he stays around.
Lover.
So, you know.
Their destinies are bound as one, Drama of the Utami. Is not so dissimilar to your relationship with the changeling Misk of the First Faithful. However, I will clarify that I can indeed see the future, or at least I have a keen insight into what will come.
I have no problems with that. He can have keen insights into things to come. This has never been my problem. I merely needed to unshackle their minds.
Look at us. We are finding compromise.
Dick measuring with a fucking hologram that existed 8 months ago of a guy who's dead is crazy. This is a fucking...
I proved their entire retard mindset wrong. I am the hero of humanity. I will unshackle the minds of every being on this fucking campaign.
There is
at the end.
There is great power in belief, Khanek Irodain. I implore you to use it for your own machinations.
Yeah, I believe Aewa would help us, and then she gave me the lighter, and it helped the lighter. So, there is some power in belief.
Indeed.
I believe.
But there is even more power in lost magic.
Like the legendary gate spell?
Among them, perhaps. I speak of the displacement power primarily known as teleportation. This power, even more than before.
But that's been lost for
Impossible.
centuries.
That's dwarven technology. That's how they built the gate. It requires runes, rituals, things that we couldn't reverse engineer and understand. Mayhaps the machines could. But lost magic? Was it found in the libraries of those... Was it found in the records of machines?
What does this have to do with me? Can we stay on track?
Fuck you and fuck your plotline.
Your skepticism, you feel like he's already, well, maybe already? You feel like he's kind of said what he, wanted to say to you, Jorma, in that he thanked you for saving his people.
Oh, okay. You're welcome, buddy.
And for making Fort Bygone into what it is. Anyway,
Alright, now I'll hand the phone. You can keep FaceTiming Khanek.
Your skepticism is not unfounded. Truly, the lost magic of teleportation is known only among the very, very few that still reside within Rapture. And I am privileged enough to include myself among them. It is how I was able to save the Vidalcan people prior to the fall of my kingdom. It is how we crossed the battlefield with little to no resistance and arrived within the kingdom of Safeguard. It is not only known to the dwarves. The Vidalcan have... well, I shouldn't be so broad in my speaking. I was able to carry the secret of teleportation magic with me to my grave. Very thankfully for the fate of the world. But it is absolutely essential at this point in the narrative. The faithful few's success in their siege of Sanctum depends on it. The device that is playing this projection doubles as a portable teleportation pad.
What the?
It has the capacity only to teleport the 5 members of the faithful few.
What the fuck?
That's beautiful.
I thought they could be there
Also-
in spirit with us, Harry.
Also, this is one of those things where, you know, it's gonna be like the Siege with Darkseid, where we all go in, and then the robots are like, actually, we're expecting you, and then we all get nuked as we like teleport in.
It's nuts.
He takes another long pull of his crack pipe.
You see, simply prime and expand the device, gather your party, and choose one member to envision your destination. But you must be forewarned, faithful few. Teleportation magic, by its very nature, is unnatural. It does not come without its risks. One moment you are here, and the next you are there. You must prepare your mind and body for what awaits you on the other side. The risks, as I spoke. You may expect a small margin of error. The clearer the picture in your mind that you envision, the more accurately you will arrive at your destination. To the uninitiated in the art of teleportation magic, this will prove to be a trying exercise indeed. In any case, I trust you will use your best judgment. Remember, this new power does not come without great responsibility.
Jesus fucking Christ. Can't get that Spider-Man line. What if you fuck up and think of the wrong place?
We're going to
I
Jupiter.
suppose we'll have to rely on Daelin. He's the only one who's actually been in Sanctum like that.
I
Indeed.
never forget those sandy
Go on.
fields,
Yeah.
No,
those deserts.
higher.
What was it, like mountainous or
Mountains.
something, or like
Yeah,
rocky?
Snowy mountains.
Yeah, snowy mountains.
I think it'd be
It was
better
snowy
if
in
we teleported
Sanctum?
into the throne room.
It's like wasteland.
Yeah, I thought it was like a Fallout.
My bad, player.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
it
thought
is
it
like
was
a
like- I
fall.
thought it
It's
was
a
like
fall. Actually,
mountains.
there is sand.
Rayleigh
Sand is
had
probably
told us you
close.
fought in
I
the
thought it was like
throne room of
rocky,
Sanctum.
sandy.
Can you recall what the throne room of Sanctum looked like?
No.
Oh, guys, great plan. What if we resurrect Ak? We ask him what it looked like so he can go with us.
True.
We use Wish to resurrect Ak.
What a crazy plan that would be.
Guys, we use Wish to resurrect Ak.
Oh?
Is my audio coming through?
And you
by any
gotta
chance?
bring him.
Yes, now
Not
you are.
really.
Okay. There we go. Thank you.
No,
Not
Rayleigh
very
killed himself permanently.
True. We have to respect his warrior's death.
Do we now?
Warrior's death.
This time for sure, right?
He actually didn't die a warrior's death. He is in hell, in their version of hell, at least.
Ah, a
Dying to a
warrior's
laser is
death.
not warrior's death worthy.
No, he got disintegrated. And he also by escaping death, that was a huge sin, by the way. He got turned into half a robot. Huge sin.
Huge sin.
Braylick
No
is in
pussy for
Orc
him.
Jehannam.
Yeah, no pussy for Braylick.
True.
That's crazy. Now let's get on the pad.
That's
Go save the world.
Whoa, you gotta pick up your items. But
First of all, we need our
Today
shit.
is
Second of all, we need
Our
what's his name?
Independence Day.
We need to see if Bosong comes back alive, which I doubt he will, but we'll give him a day.
Oh, true. Bosong's not here. What if we teleport to Bosong?
Wait, did we tell the
We
song
do-
just here or back?
We don't even go to
teleport to
the. We don't even
Bosong.
go to the throne room. We just
You
go
guys
to
are gonna-
Bosong.
Bosong might be in the most deadly encounter of his life. He's in Bedlam. We should teleport to him, guys.
Yeah, he might.
And then we can wish to teleport back.
Crazy.
We have to.
Guys, I like this
we
idea.
have to save Bosong.
Oh boy, teleportation magic. So I guess the
this
prophet at this point would just say,
For you all to know, it pains my heart, but this will be the final time that we see one another. And so, I wish you good fortune in your endeavors. The projection will now discontinue.
And it explode.
Farewell forever.
Wait, do we win the battle?
Goodbye.
Yeah, okay, Doctor Strange.
This message will now self-destruct.
Only one.
yeah, he goes like,
No, the fucking strange
How many futures
thing?
do we win the battle?
Only one possibility.
you ask him that question, Rolland, right before he disappears, and he goes like this. And then vanishes. Yorma Mariak turns to you and he's like,
Well, I don't know what any of that was about, but
Either do I.
By all means, it makes no sense.
It felt like the message was for me, but then it wasn't for me.
I thought it was. It did mention you by name, I suppose.
Yes.
It was a little
Well,
misleading.
It's alright. At least it's nice to get acknowledged.
Okay. So, yeah, at this point, this disc thing is now in the middle of all of you. Who grabs it, if anybody?
I guess Khanek will grab it.
This is a one-time use item, right? Like only one teleport.
Yeah, it's a single teleport.
You would assume so, yes.
Damn.
All right, Khanek is gonna study it and try to learn the secrets of teleportation, if he can.
Okay.
Which is unlikely.
Yeah.
This is not a me being like, oh, I totally expect this. This is what Khanek would do. in Rapture.
They just found it in the wastes.
Yeah, they found it in the trash bin.
What the fuck?
It was actually the
One of his
lid.
dudes found it in the trash bin.
One of you, Tale, just came walking over with it like, this is weird, and then showed it to Jorma.
Yeah, one of his dudes found it.
Huge.
Khanek, you would will go ahead and make a Arcana check. And it's probably gonna take you quite a bit of time.
Yeah, he
to,
doesn't expect this to be easy. He also
Yeah.
doesn't expect it to work. Neither do I. But he
Yeah.
tries. But he tries.
Yeah. Well, you're able to glean the very surface level details of this device and the mechanisms that make it function and where the magic is flowing within the device. However, many of its secrets of how it even works remains for you to discover. But it would seem as though now that you basically have what you've done what you came to do, and now you have this teleportation pad to apparently, according to the prophet, help with your infiltration of Sanctum and the siege that will follow. Yeah, you all of the people that were at the banquet the previous night are kind of all out and about, so if you wanted to say, if you had anything you wanted to say to any other NPC at For Bygone at this point, you speak now or forever hold your peace, or before you You depart.
Do you want to say goodbye to your mom before you die, Rolland?
We're not in safeguard, bro.
Yeah, you can go back.
True. She knows.
Just a hop, skip, and a jump.
You want to say goodbye to your best friend, Jorma, before he leaves?
Was it the guy that brought up the device?
You. Talking about you.
I don't know. It's yeah. Do you guys have parting words for Jorma?
I just say,
Ocerus would say you're a pretty handsome and cool guy, and probably the best character of this world. Then he would walk away.
Who's saying this? What?
what the fuck?
I just said it between. I just self-jerked. You're welcome.
Okay, in that case,
I will say to Jorma, it seems that your people were willing. Thankful.
It seems they've decided that this is more important than past history.
Yes, well,
I think that's the right call.
I probably won't be seeing you except for across the city of Sanctum. Once we get there, we'll be on opposite fronts. So, all I can say is that I wish you luck, and I'll be setting up a landing area in Safeguard for the people here that are arriving. Tents, food, someplace for them to be when they arrive. If you can help them get there.
So I'll make sure we get there in one piece. Hopefully, you're not dead before we get there.
that would be funny.
Walk on the beach. Just
Walk on the beach, steps on landmine, explodes.
I think Rolland
So, yeah.
extends for a handshake after that.
Shake your hand.
Bam.
Yeah! Let's go.
Okay. And Rolland will
Years of
leave it at that.
years of oppression
Wasted.
melting away with a single handshake. Wasted. No.
Oh,
What I was
wrong,
gonna say.
wrong timeline. My bad.
No, yeah, that's the old Rolland canon. That's the podunk Rolland.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. You guys. So yeah, to clarify out of character, Will Jorma has joined the cause, but he's gonna be with the recruited people as well. Cool.
Unless you switch out right now.
Jorma, I
and
will
Jorma
have-
Max instead.
Jorma, I will have your, in terms of the Siege of Sanctum and the allies and that they can perish or live or whatever. They all have different chances. I'm going to group Jorma in with the Utale people because fight is one, die is one, right?
Ooh, Jorma's chance of death is now tied to some dice rolls with Utale. Ooh,
it's for the best I have.
Was the one to the room,
spooky.
Okay. So yeah, and it's very likely with the I thought about this with how Canon was describing it, like opposing sides of the front. the faithful will be somehow deeper within the Kingdom of Sanctum thanks to this teleportation magic, but then everybody else is basically going to have to push through these front lines of centuries of Warforged and things like that. So there's going to basically be two different operations happening, similar to Forlorn, except they're going to be happening like simultaneously now, instead of you guys being in the battle and then escaping.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Just clarifying for everybody out of character so that we're all on the same page for that.
Yeah.
If there's nothing else at Fort Baeon, the faithful few would depart, leaving Jorma and those that you've met behind. You we'll say Enforcer Kaokan is on the outside of the gate, kind of leaning up against the wall. As you all exit, he'd say,
Well, let's get you back home, shall we? Follow me to your boat. And
this is, Kaokan. He'll just lead you all back the way you came to, your galley, and you board your galley, and disembark from the shores of the Utale Nation for what will perhaps be the final time. The land grows distant as you grows more and more distant as you sail away, and eventually disappears over the horizon, just barely. As hours pass, and presumably those of you with books would be reading like a bunch of chumps. Is that right?
True.
Correct.
Chump readers in the chat. Okay.
Big read.
You would get another 6 hours from that, let's say. So you're all sitting at 20 hours right now.
Big read.
And you eventually find yourselves returning to the harbor that you departed from. It's about it's the latter half of the it's like afternoon-ish. And in the harbor, you would see a song by himself. Amihan is gone. He is, we'll say, what are you doing in this harbor, Bosong?
He's sitting on the edge of the docks with a fishing pole, trying his luck to catch something.
Yeah. You see the familiar bronzed skin of
Bosong pulled the
Bosong.
fucking Abraham, the binding of Isaac, dude. Fucking killed his son. Sacrificed him for God.
Bosong, you would also see that their galley approached, or you'd even say that it docked up beside the dock that you're at the end of, and so everybody sees each other, and you regroup.
I hope you all had an eventful trip.
Say again, Bosong?
I was just greeting them. What you said? What, Cannon?
This is the port of Safeguard, right? Like we boated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say,
Mhm.
Yes. We have news to report.
Okay.
Most of the major factions that were in. I want to say Bedlam. It's not Bedlam.
Utale Nation.
Utale. Oh yeah, I was trying to think of the other name for it though. Baeon. Yeah. And Baeon
Yeah.
and the Utale Nation They're joining our fight. Well, not ours. We're still going to infiltrate the city. They're going to join the front lines.
That's good. Bedlam's not a snowy shithole anymore.
I mean, I'm sure it still is, but...
No, it's much better now. Everything's melted. I also killed that Gua creature you mentioned.
What?
That's strange. If you
It's
killed the
been
Dwarf creature,
24
there
hours.
would've
Not
been-
even 24 hours.
I feel like there would have been a shift in the dynamic of the world.
I don't know,
Harry,
it
can I
was
kind
really
of get
depressed.
Harry, can I get a world aura check, kind of?
You get a world aura check.
Yeah.
Attune with the world energy.
Because when we killed that other Dwarf
Um,
creature, there was some significant aura change in the world. I would
Yeah,
like to check
let's
the world
say,
aura here.
The world aura. Let's say, yeah, make me.
Perception? I don't know.
I want to say a wisdom save.
A save. Save.
Yeah, because the way I'm thinking about this is like
And lucky.
it's potentially one of your premonitions. So he's speaking these things to you, and while he does, your mind kind of ventures elsewhere, Khanek, and you receive a vision of a shattered ice wall, black and white, within this cave that you once tread within, but the water level is much, much higher than it used to be, and much of the snow and the ice that was within there is now melted and gone. And in terms of the vibes you get, you get serious bad vibes from this premonition.
Something's wrong. The creature, it's not dead. The ice wall. Bosong, what did you do with the ice wall? Does Bosong even know what I'm talking about when I say the ice wall?
No, I know what it is. I crushed it.
You crushed it, but the creature,
It was
how did you?
The ice wall was already melting. I smashed it.
No, something's wrong, Bosong. You didn't completely kill the creature.
I mean,
There's much to be seen.
it spoke to me. It was really depressed and it kind of wanted to die.
The song. You recall your
Oh, right, the lake.
you recall a feeling that you had, yeah, while you were within this cave.
Right, so there was a lake in the middle of the cave that it was deeper than 300 feet, and I was only able to get that deep because of magic. And, the deeper I went, the more bad vibes I got. I surfaced, and then I asked the ancestors what I should do. And I saw something, they immediately said bad, and then the signals changed to good, and that never happens. So I assumed something was fucking with the voices of my ancestors. And yeah, it wheeled and woed me. It went whoa and then wheel, and that gave me bad vibes. So then I left and I punched the cave entrance in and I collapsed it.
So, would it be trapped then? Or was that just wishful thinking?
I never want to return to that place.
Right. Wait, how come... Where's your, floating island?
What floating island?
Darren, I hate you!
I spoke to one of the tieflings, though. I told him about how Cistern's run by changelings.
Right.
I don't know if they're going to help us with Sanctum. That's a 50-50. It's up in the air. I mean,
You get the feeling from him you get the feeling from him saying that it's not up in the air at all. You're not really sure if that was.
I read between the lines, Harry.
Are you just Forrest Gump?
Me or me?
Yeah, you just waddle around the world getting away with everything.
More or less.
I whisper over Rolland. I don't think he killed it. There's something wrong with the balance of the world. That creature. Remember the last time I sensed it in the ice caves? I knew it was extra-dimensional, and it'd be beyond comprehension. It's free in the world. There's something wrong.
I think, realistically, there was just something a lot scarier in the lake. I think I killed the Gua creature because there were frozen chunks of it everywhere. But whatever was in that lake is a lot scarier than the Gua creature.
I'm gonna fill my water.
Khanek, your premonition does end with almost like your perspective diving into the water and just seeing darkness creeping up the hole in the lake. But that's all that you can make out before it cuts away.
God, I love world vibe checks. A huge fan of world vibe checks.
This little side quest was so fucking random, dude.
It's a secret tool that'll help us later.
It's actually kind of fun to see, like, to give you guys the updates from there.
Oh yeah, Brelik's ashes are gone. They're not there anymore.
What?
Yeah. Also the corpses of the traders and the treasure chests we left behind, they're not there.
Damn it.
Yeah, I know, tell me about it.
I was planning to go back for that. To spread Brelik's ashes in Heritage. That was the plan.
Yeah, totally. Hey, is that crown still up for grabs?
Which crown are you talking about?
The Sons of Heritage looking for a new king?
Doesn't exist.
Crazy. Alright, well, I'm glad you guys had a nice little vacation.
Looking for is a early grave.
How disappointing.
Okay.
And yeah, you make note of the fact that Amihan is gone as well. And Bosong, you feel a yank on the fishing line.
It's a Mihan.
Oh. Bosong starts reeling. Bosong starts reeling.
I do think I would ask what while you're trying to reel, and I'm like, what about your son? What happened to him?
What son? I'm just fucking with you. He's doing his own thing. I sent him off on a quest.
But aren't we trying to save the world? We need all the manpower we can get.
I promise you, Ocerus, this will be relevant. It'll be helpful. You'll like it. Nice little surprise for
I
later.
don't like a lot of things that you say. Or do.
Well, I don't like you either, but we cope and we handle. Actually, I take that back. I like you, Ocerus. I dislike your king.
We've never met my king.
I dislike the fact that he's likely a changeling.
My scales will prove you wrong.
Oh, your scales that you got from your king.
Daelin, do you wanna? Did you
They're
ever
from
figure
Huul,
out
not my king.
the meaning behind those items you found, Daelin, in the water?
The meaning?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mike,
You haven't
actually,
shown them to Ocerus, have you?
at this point, we can transition to this with regards to items. Mike, I added the 3 items that you found in Cistern to your inventory, and what Cannon's referring to is the circlet of the
They're all
betrayed
attunement.
prince, the cloak of the last anodyne, and the stained blade of the confidant, or something like that.
In character, do I also know the names of the items?
Yes, we'll say so.
Okay. As a part of the
As a product of
investigation.
identifying
Oh,
them,
yeah.
we'll say that's like what Elaine Dunastair says when you brought them to him before. He almost like told the story just by naming the items.
Wait, I'm reading these right now. Hold on.
Oh, and separately, everybody in their inventories, if you haven't already seen it yet, you should have your item forged by
What?
Elaine.
That's his name.
So, yeah. Basically, if you guys, I was just gonna say we time skip to that point, and he gives you your items, and
And then
when he gives you your items, this is what you see, mechanically speaking, and you guys can describe what it looks like once you see what all the mechanics do. I'm going to ping each of them in the chat so that everybody can see what each other's items do. Yeah. We're gonna go to the map of Rapture real quick. Scene change.
Holy crap. The moment we've all been waiting for.
They're ravenous. They're absolutely ravenous.
And the kick is good!
So each of these items are, like I said, combined versions, not one-to-one of each of the items that you used to have, but generally still represented in the final design. And if something doesn't work or is messed up, feel free to bring it up. But generally speaking, whatever wasn't carried over, or this is what the item is, and this is what came out of Elaine's work.
Where
for
can we
better
see
or for
these?
worse. They're in your inventory.
Are they?
Mine are.
Yeah, mine are.
They should be. Let's see.
Mine is. But mine also
Like
doesn't
not
have
in
any
the item, not in the items tab, but in your inventory.
Right, I'm checking inventory. Libram belt shield. Oh, there we go. I see it. There we go.
Yeah, it organizes
I
it kind of
see,
in a
I
weird way.
see. I don't know if I got. Is it just still called the Staff of Power?
No, it should be called Staff of the Archmage or something. Elemental Staff of the Archmage.
I don't think I have that one in my inventory.
Okay.
I do have the other thing. Which is good.
Yes, if I missed anything, definitely let me know and I'll put it in there. Let's get it in there. Oh yeah, you're right. The Staff of Power is still in there.
I'll click mine
Let's-
if you guys can see it.
What was that, Will?
I'll click mine. Mine's in there. I'm eating Cheez-Its. The fuel for battle.
They're fuel
True.
for battle.
Forged items. Oh, I remember what happened. It was because the staff, I had to add the charges to it. Now it's in your inventory, and it replaces your Staff of Power. So,
Honey Rain is
another
Harry.
I'm glad you like it. The items, what am I saying? The items that went into making these items are they've been deleted, removed from your inventory. If there's any that I missed, you know, you could honor rule delete it for me. That'd be cool.
Well, yeah, you
But
marked mine, so
otherwise,
delete this later.
yeah. Right, yes. If there's
Pog.
if
These
there's
are
any
pog.
effects that have all this math in it, I didn't want to get rid of it. So
These are fucking pog.
Yeah, I mean, Mike, let me know how your stuff turned out, and Ocerus, the ring in your belts being combined. Or, sorry, well, your armor got upgraded instead, I think, but...
Yeah, I put it in chat.
Oh, shit.
oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
you...
feel free to ping your items. That was actually what I was about to do.
These are pog. AF.
Yes, ping your items. Ping them away.
Osiris's armor is Plate of the Chosen, gaining +2 to AC and saving throws. His Paladin aura range is doubled.
Whoa,
His pool of available hit points for lay on hands is doubled. His alignment is set to true neutral and cannot be altered. If he dies while wearing the armor, his soul will enter it.
Oh, dude.
Holy crap.
My item's fucking pog. Holy shit.
Holy crap, okay.
Osiris, would you say that this armor basically looks like the armor you're wearing in your actual art?
Yeah, pretty much.
I feel like the armor in your art is pretty representative of what I think the armor looks like.
That's pretty fucking
So-
dope.
That is dope, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
Cannon,
Holy
you wanna share your two blades?
I do. Okay, so they're like a matching set, called. Oh, I pressed this. I think. Oh no.
I think you just press to attack me. Oh no, wait.
If
How
because
would
there's
it
like a show in chat, and then there's like an attack button, but I don't know how to do the show in chat. I can drag it, but then people would have to click on it. Oh, I
Let's
just
see.
It's not in the setting, is it? No.
Harry, should we just manually add the magic items we bought from Elaine?
It's all recorded in general.
Yes, they should be in the items tab. With it's under the safeguard folder,
This could be
within the Godforge folder, in the purchased items folder. You should see your purchased items, and you can drag them in
Ah, I see. Thank you.
as you purchased. Yep. Yes. You'll have to click Rolland's, it looks like.
If you guys click on it, you can see that. I'm assuming
It's very poggers.
the armor's crazy too. Here.
Yeah.
Safeguarding. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Crescent Fang is Roland's first blade. He gains a +2 to hit and attack and damage rolls. On a hit, it deals 1d6 poison damage. Additionally, and then the value required for a crit is reduced by 2. Your crits with this weapon have a 5% chance to paralyze a large or
Holy.
smaller
Yeah.
until the end of your turn. So once his turn is over, the paralysis
Yes.
ends. And then in darkness, the blade emits a 15-foot light. He gains immunity to the charmed condition, and he gains the alert feat.
Yeah.
Sunstorm. His other blade is pretty similar, except it does a d6 of lightning damage. Critical hit is reduced by 2, and his crits have a 10% chance to blind a large or smaller creature until the end of its next turn.
That's pretty cool.
and it also sheds light. You gain immunity to the frightened condition, and you have the mobile feat now.
Damn. All right.
Yeah. How do you think these blades look, Rolland? As Elaine bestows them upon you, you feel their power surge through you.
Oh, I mean, they've gotta be. It's gotta be like these two kind of like silvered blades, basically, with like green and gold metallic accents on them. Just like tight leather grip. And I would say like they're probably not like fancy like gem encrusted, but you can just tell it's fucking sharp. It's fucking made. It's fucking functional. And
Right.
They definitely say like safeguard Aewa, into their design.
Sure. Yeah. Let's say when you're kind of like checking the sharpness of it, and it does cut your finger just ever so slightly. I was gonna say roll 5%, but you didn't crit yourself. Okay. The other thing that Rolland is given is the healing stave of Honeymancy. It is a staff that has 15 charges and regains 1d6 plus 4 expended daily at dawn. Yada yada. He can, while holding this staff, he can cast Cure Wounds, he can cast Lesser Restoration, or Mass Cure Wounds as his spells. There is also a Honeymancy section where he can use a bonus action to expend its charges, and each of these spells are quite hefty in terms of their cost. There's Healing Honey, which is 2 charges for 2d10 healing on himself, which is the honey pot healing essentially. Honey Rain, which is 5 charges, 1d4 healing on all creatures within a 30-foot radius. That's not just allied creatures, that's all creatures. Money Honey is 10 charges to attract all the gold to his healing stave of Honeymancy within a 90-foot radius.
Cannon, you can Magneto ult.
I'm gonna walk into the safeguard treasury, put all the money in a ball above me, and drop it on the enemy. Literally banked it.
So that's Rolland's. You just dragged your weapon basically into the chat. Is that right, Cannon?
I mean, yeah, basically, yeah. You just drag it, yeah. And then
Mike, do you want to drag your new crossbow into the chat?
Holy shit.
And armor?
Oh, is this? I think I did it wrong. Oh no, that's right. And then.
Super stealth armor.
Oh, it's this one. Oops. I have Grammarly. It tries to correct it.
Grammarly, correct it. Correct it, Grammarly.
That's actually fun.
No, I didn't meet Grammarly's standards. Okay, I'm a fraud. Black Wing Crossbow is Daelin's new hand crossbow. If you load no ammunition, it produces its own, automatically creating a piece of magic ammunition when you pull back the string. It is created by the crossbow, and it vanishes the instant that it lands. So while wielding this crossbow, you gain the following effects. +3 to attack and damage. On a hit, your bolts deal 1d4 necrotic and acid. In darkness, this crossbow produces moonlight, creating a bright effect similar to the other weapons. The hit points lost to this crossbow's damage can be regained only through short or long rest, rather than by regeneration, magic, or any other means. So basically, hit points lost to this crossbow can't be healed back. And you can use a bonus action to cause poison to flood the bolt track of this crossbow, which remains for 1 minute. Any creature hit by an attack during this time must succeed on a DC 15 con save or take 1d4 additional poison damage and become poisoned for 1 minute. This is a property that can only be used once per long rest, or long or short rest. And you refill the poison in the crossbow.
Nice.
Ghostly Visage is the armor
Holy crap.
that he has. While wearing this studded leather armor set, you gain the following effects. You have a +1 bonus to AC, and your footsteps no longer leave a trace, tracks, or trail. Additionally, your steps make no sound regardless of the surface you are moving across, and you also have advantage on stealth checks. You gain resistance to non-magical physical damage, including bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. You have advantage on dex saves. You can cast the invisibility spell as a bonus action once per short or long rest. You can also cast the etherealness spell as an action once per long rest. And you gain the Skulker feat from the Deagler's Feet facelift. And I believe I put the correct... Yes, the Skulker DFF feat that I linked to that item, Mike, it has the...
I don't think we can click on it.
It has the correct... Oh, really?
You don't have permission to view the sheet for the site.
For the Skulker?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. That's odd. I'll have to figure out how that works. Mike, can you click it and look at it?
No, but I can just look at it in Discord. It's no big deal.
Okay. I'll try to figure that out in the meantime. Mike. How would you describe your crossbow, like your new fit, as Daelin, your new crossbow and your new armor set?
Well, I actually think the image you pulled is pretty close to what I had in my picture.
Isn't it?
It's pretty close.
It looks pretty close.
It's kind of just like
I
a
don't know if I have
black
your
gray,
full body
like
color, but I have your face.
it's almost like a suit jacket, but it's like padded with armor.
Yeah.
And the crossbow is like, it's very demure, you know, as they say.
Oh, yeah. Very
It's
demure,
like
very sensible.
white, gray. It's very big. It's like almost too big, but I can hold it because I'm a big, strong man.
You like two-hand this thing?
Oh, yeah, he does.
What'd you say?
Is it a two-handed crossbow?
Well, it's a one-handed, but like, you know, how big are we talking? Is it like a... Know what I mean?
It actually can transform now between a heavy crossbow and a normal crossbow.
Like mechanically, it can still function as a one-handed, but like, you know, do you picture Daelin like holding it with two hands ever?
I picture Daelin holding it like a gun with two hands.
Well, like this.
Like holding it with two hands.
Okay.
In the trigger.
I see.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. I'm with you. Cool.
Nice.
And Khanek, you want to share your two items?
Yeah, so Khanek kind of has this new staff and then this new cowl. So Khanek's staff now looks like it has multiple elements flowing through. Instead of just one crystal, it looks like it's just teeming with fucking fire, ice. It has just aura radiating, and his cowl now is this flaming cowl with dragon, like ethereal dragon wings and a orb at the center, like he's fucking Doctor Strange.
3 charges of time. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's right. That's fucking right.
While wielding this staff, he gains the Warcaster feat. A +2 to attack and damage rolls made with the staff. On a hit, it deals an extra 2d6 force damage. You have a +2 to your AC and saving throws and spell attack rolls. And of course, it emits a bright light for 15 feet. And then, yes, it has 30 charges and regains 2d8 +4 per dawn. You can cast Cone of Cold, Fireball, Globe of Invulnerability, Hold Monster, Wall of Force, and Investiture of Wind. Or you can cast a Quickened spell, which is a bonus action to basically use Magic Missile, Levitate, Ray of Enfeeblement, Watery Sphere. That's where the Ring of Watery Sphere came in. Scorching Ray and Lightning Bolt. Only 3rd level.
Hog.
Huge.
And then the Cowl of Ever-Burning Calamity, the burning cowl that Jack described. He gains a +1 bonus to attack rolls and spell save DC, and he can choose his initiative at the beginning of combats, which was a carryover from his Everburn Pearl. You gain a flying speed equal to your walking speed and can hover. And while you're flying, you gain spectral dragon wings. You can use this cowl to cast the Dimension Door spell as an action. Which is once per dawn.
That's from the cowl.
Yeah. And then you can cast the Polymorph spell on yourself as an action, transforming into a rat or giant rat, while retaining all of your modifiers and scores, as well as the other properties of the cowl. This property cannot be used until the next dawn, which is a carryover from Vermin Shroud.
Nice.
Certainly these items really make you feel massive, Khanek.
Absolutely. The staff
Your
has so much
penis is-
fucking aura.
And Bosong, why don't you share your 2 items with us?
Sure, I'm gonna just roll them.
It might
Okay.
not let you if you're not targeting someone. You can target me with
Never
something.
mind. Never mind. I'm just gonna
Press-
put him in chat.
press T on me. You can just attack me. Whoa.
Oh, nice, you named it already.
Yeah, no, I needed to give them names.
No, I can't see it. Anyways,
New shiny hammer.
This is Bosong's hammer is Son of the Sun, which gives him a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with the hammer. On a hit, the hammer deals an additional 1d8 fire, 1d6 acid, and 1d4 bludgeoning. A creature of large size or smaller struck by this hammer must succeed on a strength save, DC 15, or be knocked prone and restrained by a layer of guar.
oh,
That is from the bag of devouring that you gave the guy.
produces guar. That's crazy. That's nuts.
Whenever you make a critical hit with this hammer, an explosion of fire and guar occurs. All creatures within a 20-foot radius must succeed on a DC 16 dexterity saving throw, is what I should say, or take 8d6 fire damage.
Half of that be Guar since it's a fire and Guar explosion?
No, it's just fire.
Oh, okay, cool.
I mean,
just check
it
it.
is. You know what I mean. The initial reaction is from the fire and Guar, but
Gotcha.
on a successful save, the creature takes half. In darkness, this hammer illuminates 15 feet. So every time you crit Bosong, it's gonna be which for the purposes of your danger sense will know that this is a thing that is coming, so you'll have advantage on the dex saves, Bosong.
But it's everyone. Everyone gets caught in the blaze.
Yes.
It's so good.
Damn, the old hammer let you choose who got it. This one's indiscriminate fire. That's awesome.
Ancestors' Embrace is the belt that Bosong has. While wearing this belt, he gains the following benefits. His strength score is set to 25. If his strength is equal or greater to the belt, that doesn't matter. You gain access to the features and magical abilities provided by Mulkah's hair clippers.
Shadow
which-
Bosong
which
lives.
is the podunk shadow magic stuff. It's basically an unseen servant, but you in shadow form.
Yep.
And then the wearer of this belt is also immune to the effects of aging. When the wearer is slain, they are brought back to life with half of their hit points, which is a carryover from the Ring of Immortality.
Is there a cooldown on that, boss?
Yes, it's once per. What is it? We'll say once per long rest.
Okay,
Oh my god.
I'll edit that in.
I
Then.
think I
You got
forgot to include a once per on the original item, which is why I didn't have an answer for it, like on the Ring of Immortality.
it. All good.
So, yeah, these are your items. Oh, well, I should ask. The song. How does this hammer and belt look upon you leaving it?
At first, Basong's hammer looks exactly like Amihan's old staff, his old buta. And the second Basong picks it up, it starts bubbling with guar to form a hammerhead, and it solidifies and turns into molten slag at the head of the hammer.
Right on. And within this slag, Bosong, you recall giving Elaine scales from Osgoth and claws and fangs of Saeoth and the femur of Saeoth as well. We'll say that within your hammer, there's like this framework of bones that are holding that, like the slag fills. In order to like represent those items being added. So it looks like a pretty evil hammer.
When it's active. Otherwise, it just
Yeah,
looks like
when
a
it's-
staff.
Yeah. And the belt, how's that belt look?
The belt looks a lot more standard. It's a leather belt with a bunch of tribal engravings in bronze. Nothing like absurd.
Very sensible.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Elaine looks to you all on your examination and reception of these items, and he'd say,
Never before in my life have I worked with such items of power. I hope that you put this. I hope that you put these items to good use and a good
Well, if
cause.
we don't, never again will you, because we'll all be dead. And the world will end.
which is
You
the
intend
reality.
to save the world then?
No,
I'm gonna kill a bunch of things with this hammer.
I intend to unshackle the minds.
Well, good luck with that. My work here is done. I've done enough favors for you now, Captain Zorn.
Thank you.
Your status here is no longer recognized. These items are far too great in their implications. But I do wish you the best of luck in your path forward.
Surely it will be a battle so great that the power of our enemies and ours collide and both annihilate each other.
And at that, you guys would, yes. So what I was saying to David earlier is if you bought something from Elaine, just in case I haven't said this yet,
Yeah,
I wanted to
found the folder.
reiterate it. Yeah, if you bought something from Elaine, the purchased items will be in the item tab,
Okay.
in the safeguard
And you
folder,
said
in the
we could
purchase.
finish buying stuff now if you wanted to, since now we can like see our stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right. To not take away from the session, I kind of know what we're doing, but can we just post it in chat after? Say we did it today.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Cool.
And you all watch Rolland shop for a moment, and then you leave with your new goodies and lighter packs in general, because you would have offloaded a lot of weight when you got to Elaine.
Can my hammer be heavier than it originally was?
Yes, your hammer can be heavier than it originally
No, it has a magical
which, by
property
the way,
where it gives you the satisfaction of it being extremely heavy, like twice as heavy, but you'll never fatigue from carrying it.
Perfect.
But here's the question, David. If your hammer only forms when you grab the stick, or is it always formed now that you've grabbed it?
I think it's an in combat thing, where it looks like a normal walking stick until Bosong starts like fighting.
Okay.
That's huge.
Okay.
Sometimes it turns into a
So in
machete,
terms
you
of
can
what,
go jungle.
when it's formed combat, then it's heavier. But otherwise, your walking stick is very light.
Perfect.
Which, by the way, War's weight, your previous weapon,
Yeah.
was already
150
built for
pounds.
a dragonborn.
Yeah, you made me roll a
And you want
strength
it to
check
be
to lift it.
heavier than the one that I had. I think I had you roll like a strength check to see if you could even wield it.
To be fair, my strength is 25 now. I have the
Well,
muscle
your
of a
strength
dragon.
is 25 now. Yeah, I think it makes sense. Which I think 25, by the way, is one below the fire giant belt or something. It's not the highest belt, but it's
I think the
one
storm
below.
giant one is the highest. Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
huge.
I'll take it.
Oh,
Much
did
appreciated.
we go through Ocerus and stuff? I think we did, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, he was the first one. Because he just had armor, is that right, Will?
Yep.
From your memory?
Just made mega armor,
Yeah. It was a ring at first, but then it got changed
yeah.
into
Oh,
armor.
Did the belt
So,
go into it, or was that a separate thing?
I still have my belts.
Still wearing that shit.
Yeah, he still has his belts.
Whoa, hold on.
While Cannon's thinking, Harry, is there a foundry item for the soul catching gloves, or is that got to be made custom?
The soul catching glove.
It was the legendary gloves that I bought from Elaine.
Yes, I will import those and give them to you.
All right, no rush.
Yep.
I think I did have them combined, or I was trying to at least.
I got plenty of
The
it.
gloves.
No, this is
The
for
two
Ocerus'
belts.
belt. He just wanted to
Oh.
plus
What I
the
do
belt
is
and
I
belt
get it down
together.
from 2 attunement slots to 1, basically.
I see. Yeah, I did not catch that.
Sorry.
It's fine. Not a big deal.
We can talk about that in DMs
Yeah.
after the session.
We'll figure it out.
So, you've all regathered yourselves. You have your items. And in the time that it took for you to wait and receive your items, you would have noted other boats arriving at the harbor. Utale boats, as well as vessels from Haven, and what was the and you know, the little rowboats from Heritage. All boats of all peoples are being represented, well, from Fort Bygone at this harbor, and people are beginning to clamor on the shores of Safeguard, and you can see that tents have already even begun to be put up, but it just looks like the beginnings of the groups of people, the reinforcements that you've recruited for this Siege of Sanctum. Probably you think, well, you remember Adelaide asking you to let her know when you're back. And basically, once she knows, then, as far as you understand it, the Siege of Sanctum will kind of begin.
Yeah.
And like the rallying of the people and like the preparations that are going to be made for the siege to begin, at least.
Yeah, I'll go. Let's just go fucking see her. Let's, like, book it.
Yeah.
I say, you did good, Forge Master. Thank you. We have work to do. Goodbye. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Sorry to eat and run,
Literally, yeah.
Yeah.
but I'm eating and running.
Correct.
You would be walking to, well, you would be moving quickly to go find Lady Adelaide, and tell her that you've returned from your Utale stint, and as you move through the streets of Safeguard, you actually find her in kind of a recontextualizing way. You step into the city's main, well, it's the main square that's on like the main street that runs through Safeguard, and there's like this massive monument, almost like Pride Rock from the Lion King, just like sticking out of this square. And this is actually where you saw the Prophet get executed, back when you
Big fan of
first
that.
came into the city of Safeguard. But instead, you would have seen Lady Adelaide up there. And her, as you approach the city square, you see almost like, it looks like whatever was happening here in the city, or in the city center, is over now. And she's basically, you're entering the aftermath of what looks like some public address, and you hear some of the crowd goers nearby, some of the onlookers nearby say, "I was praised for the new seraph. It was praised." And you you intuit that this was some kind of address, where she was coming out as the Seraph of Safeguard.
Right.
And there looks to be all kinds of happenings and going ons. But Lady Adelaide descends the steps of this monument, and is escorted down by a handful of guards, notably Archon Arabeth at the front of the phalanx. And as she's walking down, she would see, like, your group would catch her eye, and she would tap Arabeth on the shoulder, and Arabeth would turn to look at the faithful few and begin escorting Lady Adelaide over to you all. And they would meet you. Lady Adelaide would say, "And here you are back from your journey across the lake, or across the strait, I should say."
Yes, my Seraph. Rolland says,
Seeing as
slightly-
that you are not torn apart by the Utale inhabitants, I would assume it went over well.
It did. We have recruited the help of not only Haven and the elves, but the Utale and the orcs as well.
Haven, you say?
Yes,
And the half-orcs?
yes. We will,
Suppose I did not realize that they were also dwelling within the Fort Bygone.
it's, quite a mixing pot over there.
I see.
I did tell them we would, make preparations to receive them here. Maybe set up an encampment for them.
I see, yes. I will notify Captain Freya of this this expected surge in residents on the shoreline. And she turns and whispers to one of the Archon nearby, and the Archon nods and moves off to find, well, presumably to carry out that order.
Nice.
And she would say, "Well, then you got more than you left with more than what you came for, I suppose."
Indeed, and I'm happy for it. Unfortunately, not that we were trying to.
Pleases me to hear of your success across the water. That is very good news. We're going to need all of the aid that we can, all of the allies that we can muster.
Agreed. Unfortunately, not that I knew we were trying, we were not able to recruit the tieflings. Bedlam is still in disarray, so good news and bad news.
I think it's up in the air if the tieflings help us.
Right, it's up in the air. I look at Adelaide.
We received, yes, we received a very strange traveler claiming he was from Bedlam the other day. We did not understand his visit. Was it somehow tied to did you all
What traveler?
certainly you did not have a chance to go to Bedlam while you were occupied with the Utale. You're back far too quickly.
Bosong
How about that?
subverted from us, and we killed two birds with one trip.
Who was this visitor?
Who was this visitor?
He didn't seem to be anyone in particular. Tiefling for sure. And with the new way of things, we didn't turn him away. I admit I'm not sure of his whereabouts. Certainly somewhere in the city still. He only arrived last night. Regardless of your business with that man, I suppose it means that if you were successful in recruiting not only the Utale, but the half-orcs and the elves of Haven, then I can only presume that our mission is almost underway. Shall I speak with Captain Salar about rallying the troops to begin marching northward?
Bosong starts like sweating. Roland, he's here. It's here. A lone traveler from Bedlam. It's here.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
The thing that warped Brailick's mind and Daelin's mind. It's here. It has to be it.
Harry, vibe check.
Make an insight check.
Oh, I'm pretty insightful. If God helps me.
That's not bad.
Let's pray to Aewa real quick.
Nope. I'm talking about the real God. Harry Diegler.
Your flattery's no good here, fool.
I'm not flattering you. I'm merely stating fact. There is no Aewa.
Rejoice.
Aewa is just
Harry
Harry in a feminine mask.
The tiefling is among us. No,
There's a Harry Diegler amongst us.
Among us?
Among us.
We'll say, that you have a feeling that this wasn't just some lone, like, if it's a lone visitor, just a single traveler, that does make you more suspicious. But you do think that it could plausibly be any number of the tieflings that you've met in your journey, whether it's even the Sultan or Vizier Suleiman, the one that seemed to be in charge the last time you were there. But if it were, she probably would have mentioned that. Or a single refugee from Bedlam that is kind of foreshadowing the venturing beyond their nation. If what Bosong says is true about it being completely different, all the snow's gone, it's the tieflings have restored their summer isles, then probably it's likely that they won't remain in isolation for very much longer.
I don't like this. It feels wrong.
Prepare Aewa's holy bomb.
Yeah, just nuke Safeguard.
We're going to blow up the summer isles like we're testing the hydrogen bomb for the first time.
Jesus Christ.
Ooh, actually, that nuke might be nice for if I ever go back to that lake. I just drop it down.
Which one?
If the song ever goes back to that cave lake in Bedlam, just drop the nuke down.
True.
Yeah. True.
That's what I would do.
So, what do you say to Lady Adelaide? She kind of looks to you,
yeah.
for, yeah, verification.
I say, I think we're just about there. Tell the captain to start preparing, that our reinforcements will be here probably by tomorrow, and once we've all convened to begin our march, and faithful few and I will position ourselves as well, so that we have a coordinated.
Where
attack.
exactly are you positioning? I seem to remember our last meeting ended without us being able to firmly conclude if you were, well, how the faithful few were going to infiltrate without fighting on the front lines along with the rest of them.
Actually, we've gotten a hold of some lost technology.
I see. And this technology,
Will be
when you speak of this,
into Sanctum.
teleporting.
Yes.
You mentioned technology. Is this of dwarvish design?
I pull
Seems
out
a
the
little
disc. I pull out the disc. This is of the Dalkin design.
I see.
Those blue
My father-
bastards. They finally made themselves worthwhile in this war against God.
My father would often talk loudly and often about their the inspiration that the Vidalcan took from the dwarves and their relentless studying of them. When we took the prophet in, it was a very long topic of discussion between the two of them. It seemed to be something that they were firmly fixated on. But if you've come to acquire such a device, then yes, I think that will suit you fine. My understanding is that their technology is, well, was as robust as the dwarves was. But I still will be sure to speak a prayer for you when you enter, well, when you make the journey.
Yes, it's has a degree of inaccuracy, even with the Bedalkin's extensive research, so a prayer would be good.
Right. Arabeth turns to look to her at attention. Please speak with, well, relay to Captain Selah that the siege of Sanctum is, the preparations are underway. He is to bring his troops to the northern border, the palisade. We will mobilize the other, and then I'll have Captain Freya mobilize the other, the newcomers. I'll have mobilize them to the north as well. Arabeth nods and departs to find Captain Salar, and then she turns back to you. I suppose this will be the last time that we see and speak with one another for, well, until the battle's won.
I suppose so.
I should warn you so that there's no incidents. My people are going to be present. They'll be there.
The Iganon.
Yeah.
Is that
Traveling from
what happened to a
Cistern?
Yes. We,
Oh my god!
we might have borrowed one of those floating islands.
I knew it was real. I knew it.
I mean, it's real for everyone but Rolland.
You son of a bitch, Bosong.
How does that
Crazy
work?
son of a bitch, you did it.
So, just expect my people to come screaming out of the sky.
There's a floating island, you say?
Yeah,
Yes.
you know, like the ones in Destiny. Well, the ones that were in Destiny.
And you've added it to your archipelago, is it?
Oh yes. Can't go wrong with more islands.
I see. Well, perhaps then your entire archipelago will float by the end of this, with any luck.
That sounds amazing. I'm going to have whatever smart tribesmen I have. That is
The song's mine.
If listen, if Jorma gets to have blue Tale, I get to have floating islands.
So this will be the new home of the Iganong.
I think one of those two is very, very small-minded compared to the other one.
Well, you see, one's simply better living standards, and the other's a eugenics program.
No. It is love.
Is that what they call it these days?
Yes.
Huge.
Well, I should go begin making arrangements and setting things straight before it officially begins. Good luck to you all, and Aewa be with you.
Aewa be with you. And all.
She
all-
bows slightly and offers you a small smile. Turns and leaves. You are in the city center before this shard monument, and you are with one another.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's finish reading our books.
Good idea.
How much time do you have to spend
And I
reading
will
it again?
continue
48
preparing
hours.
contingencies.
Man, I wish I had a book to read.
Good thing I've
So
had
we
multiple days of
baked
using contingency, gentlemen. You know how many
14
contingency
hours.
I'm gonna have set up for this final battle?
I hope all of them are counterspell and dispel magic. Khanek is a mobile, no-fun zone for mages.
I think I've had we are up to like day 3 now of contingency casting.
Based.
Huge.
I'm gonna count these days before like we enter an actual battle. I'm gonna be like, all right, this is how many contingencies.
What's
we can
contingency
use."
for?
It's that spell where you get to you basically cast it, and then you're like, when this happens, this spell will go off, and then it lasts for like 7 days.
Is Simulacrum a lost magic? That'd be very funny.
It's not. I just didn't. I don't think it's.
It is not.
I don't like simulacrum.
That's fine.
Like I know it's powerful. It's just not fun. Like
Yeah.
I did it with Negotiator because I thought it was fun for the character, but I'm not gonna.
Well,
do
it was very thematic for Negotiator.
Yeah, but I don't. For Khanek, it's not as fun. You know.
Alright, yeah, that's fine. What'd you replace Wish with?
Oh, I still have it on my spell list. I should remove that.
Well, I'll wait for the surprise then. I know you have time stop.
For we kind of had an unceremonious, or not even unceremonious. We just didn't really describe what Alex and Kev got up to before the party split
True.
to go to Fort Baeon, because we kind of clarified that they didn't come to Fort Baeon.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna say that they're here in this
Which
moment.
group are they gonna
for
die with
Rapture.
if the rolls are bad?
Well, so that's the question: is what are they up to right now, Mike and Will, and they would begin to hear these rumblings of a fight. And like it's like a cultural wave. It's not like a draft, but it is like everybody that you know as like a drinking buddy or like in these various bars that you've been hopping, all these glasses you used to fill, Alex, just like nobody's there. You could certainly stay, tidy the place up, and make sure that things are ready when they get back. But what are your characters thinking in this moment? Do they want to join the everlasting conflict one more time?
What do you think, Mike? He's the decision maker around here.
Kev is the decision maker?
Kev is the voice.
I think Kev would say something along the lines of, "Hey, let's just hit up a beach."
No one's gonna be here. No one's gonna be here. We could be like the only people in town. We can start looting.
We can repopulate the earth. They need us to repopulate the earth, Alex.
I mean, there'll be plenty of safe guardian lives.
For the if this whole thing goes south, then Kev and Alex can be the only ones to survive, and then they'll repopulate the earth.
Oh, there's another person surviving, and he's in the libraries.
But would Alex be okay with that?
You think robots have like wombs and can like birth children?
Artificial wombs? We've established this. This was in Forlorn.
Oh, true. Well, Mike, your characters are known for childbearing, so.
Very true.
Are they?
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past Kev to be the type of guy who got pregnant.
The type of guy to get pregnant, so a woman.
I mean, the first time I ever...
Cancel him.
The first time I ever saw Mike play D&D, his character tried to get impregnated by a bunch of goblins. That was actual lore. Mike chose that.
Regarding Mike.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Mike chose that.
Mike, how many times has your character had some kind of connection to pregnancy? Be honest.
In this campaign, I think 0.
Daelin
what about
gave
whatever?
birth.
Actually, no.
Daelin gave
birth. Yeah, so I won.
And in a way, you go back into the womb of your genie as Kev.
And David's talking about another run-in that you had?
Yeah, Mike got gobbed.
Yeah, I got gobbed.
I see.
It wasn't even background lore that.
Gobbed is a great word that we can use on Twitch. Gobbed. Gobbed.
So
they gobbed her. They gobbed her.
It was something
gobbed
like
is a good word.
We were in like a goblin cave or something, and John was just like,
"Gang hobgobbed."
John was just like, "Yeah, you're just gonna be there like in prison." And I was like, "No, I was raped."
Yeah, Mike chose that shit.
Demonetize. Get this guy off my screen.
Yeah, this is like 4 hours in. There's no way. You ever get gobbed before?
So I got gobbed.
About 4 hours. What are we coming up to? We're coming up to the 3-hour mark, though.
That's the point. YouTube never like demonetizes if you're doing something like 10 hours in. Like that shit don't happen.
Right. Well. Okay, so that's what they're doing. They're looking for a beach. Yeah.
Well,
and you
then
know
I was
the
like,
beaches in Safeguard are fucking sick. The sand is white as it can be. The water is blue and beautiful, and the waves are gnarly. Ever since the storm went away, especially. So that's what Kev and Alex are up to. Just fucking having a Hawaii vacation while everyone gets ready to go to war. Huge. Everyone else is reading, and
including Nikolai.
We will say how you're at 20 hours now. How long? Well, basically till the end of the day, you have probably about 8 hours left.
Okay.
So you could read until the end of the day and then start your operation in the morning, or do you want to just keep reading?
I will keep reading
After
until I hit
studying
my
the ball?
48 hours.
It honestly might have to be what happens at this point.
Okay.
We need to wait for the
That's-
masses to arrive and attack.
Yeah,
Okay, here's
yeah,
the thing.
it's-
If
Yes.
we teleport right into the center of Sanctum, and then like they haven't been attacked yet, they're gonna be like, the fuck, and they just sent like 10,000 robots
Yeah.
to kill us.
I don't
We need them to
sleep.
like be attacked first, and then we teleport into Sanctum.
You're
much.
spitting facts right now.
Pretty much, yeah.
It makes sense for the troops to have to mobilize
Yeah,
before you guys
if we
teleport.
if
since
we
it's the
insta TP to Sanctum, they're just gonna be like, yo,
Oh,
fuck these
God.
retards.
You want to insta TP to your death, Jack? What's going on?
Yeah, this is some. Listen, there are other players in the campaign who've tried this before. They've tried to nuke try to jump to the final boss and nuke them with the suicide bomb. We know that shit don't work. All right, we're not doing that. We're gonna nuke them while they're distracted.
But he
That's the nuke
sacrificed his
part.
character to do it. It should be
Nope.
but
Nope.
equivalent exchange. Anyways, but yeah, I agree with him. So we'll probably just keep reading.
So lots of reading. Okay, so that would be 28 hours of reading. Well, it would be
Probably 2
so
days.
that would be 2 days. Yeah, would pass.
Amongst
2
other
nights,
things.
and then
More
in the
people will roll
morning,
in.
we'll say that you all finish your books on the third morning, and you can add the benefits that you receive from your book. I believe Mike, it's +2 dexterity. Jack, what's yours give?
+2 intelligence.
And then
Mine's charisma.
Rolland, what's yours? Charisma. Okay. Rad. So it's been a few days now since things were set in motion. And in that time, just like occasionally while reading your books, I guess, you would hear the synchronized marching steps of platoons and clamoring of swords and shields, orders being barked down city streets, all while defender guards are kind of helping to guide and keep the peace. As the days go by, progressively there seem to be fewer soldiers in the streets of Safeguard. The defenders are still there, but fewer soldiers. And on the third morning, it's the first morning since you gave Lady Adelaide that directive that you weren't woken up by the sounds of a clamoring city. And when you step back out into the streets of Safeguard, it is noticeably, quieter. And there's still activity going on, wartime, like still other things in terms of preparations happening, but ultimately it seems as though many of those soldiers and platoons and regiments have departed through the north gate and have begun their journey to Palisade. You would have also noticed that many of the refugees of Fort Baeon have also, well, they didn't really make it into the city. They kind of stopped on the shores next to the harbor. And when you see their encampments that they had set up, that they were beginning to set up when you first saw them, it is like this massive like stretch on the beach of just tents and armaments and like, you know, combat dummies and archery targets, and they are completely, basically, like the camp is huge, but there's not really that many people in them, and
What, like it's just...
you can only assume also head north.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
So seems like all that's left is for you wager at this point, Khanek, to your point, that the reinforcements and the forces of Safeguard have definitely made it to Palisade. It's just a matter of basically pulling the final trigger. From your conversation with Lady Adelaide, Rolland, it sounds like basically Captain Salar is just going for it as soon as he's ready. And you imagine that he's been ready for ever since you basically told him the first time, right? He's seemed like he was itching to do this.
Yeah, pretty. Okay.
You imagine he's probably already on the front lines, wherever that is.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
I mean,
we
they gotta march all
decide
the way through Heritage, right? So...
right into the throne room or a different place in Sanctum. We have to be able to actually visualize it, seeing as the only one here who's been to the innards of Sanctum. Daelin will have to be our visualizer.
Didn't Aluzad take his memories?
I have an idea, Khanek. I still have that ring. Perhaps we use the ring to try to take us to the tablet directly by using a more powerful teleportation. And save that teleport to try and escape if we ever need to.
I think the ring needs to be saved for emergencies. It is a far more powerful spell with broader application.
Perhaps there's a way for us to find out where the tablet is. Then, so we can pinpoint and essentially try and teleport as close to it as possible.
Did the tablet already get completed, Harry?
Oh, true.
No, there is one name on the tablet. It is Woes.
And
is
it's
the
on
only
which
one
tablet?
In the center tablet, the tablet of
Neutrality?
balance.
Who has that tablet?
It's
Don't I have that tablet?
who has you do, I believe. Yeah, I'm trying to remember because Peacekeeper had one of them.
Peacekeeper had the neutral. I think Khanek is the chaos.
Well, yours the chaos one shattered. Because it's
so
done.
Negotiator has it.
So Negotiator has the tablet.
So there's no point to going to the tablet, guys.
Because Negotiator has it?
Yes.
He's not in Sanctum?
Yes. And that's a good thing because if we complete the tablet, the clown gets what he wants.
Right.
So you will also remember, Khanek, the last time you reminisced of Negotiator and Nikolai, you got really bad vibes.
Okay.
Yo, he's evil.
The last time you saw them, they were
Negotiator
going
is
to
evil.
Destiny, but you're not. Based on your premonition, you feel as though your destination is not where they intended to be.
False. Negotiator
they
made it to
intended
Destiny. Let's make a roll right now.
Jack, buddy, I killed your character off screen.
Fuck you. Not possible.
What
He has
do you mean
drones.
it's not possible?
Because he has drones.
I'm looking at it right here.
He has a drone every day. Every long rest, he has a drone.
It's a weird sound. Okay. So what's the thinking here?
Check.
Not use the ring.
It is a pretty big
We should just
lifeline
use
for
the-
saving the party. If it,
I think we should just use the disc and then, have Mike visualize or Daelin visualize the throne room that they fought in.
I visualized very well.
One thing I'm gonna say, can I have
Rolland, trust me.
Since I haven't
can
been really
do it.
casting spells, can I just say I've been using my spell slot, my 6th level spell slot, to give us a hero's feast every night? It doesn't stack between days, but
Sure, every night. Yeah.
yeah, because it only lasts for that one day. So, but just in case.
Let's say you're having it at the beginning of the day now as you discuss
Okay.
which
breakfast.
method to get you there.
Okay. Let's see.
And every second that you spend deciding, deliberating how to get to Sanctum, people are fucking dying.
So what changed?
Okay. Everybody put
Wait,
your
the
hand on the
battle
disc.
started?
We could.
Wait,
just
the
go to
battle
throne
started?
room. We're
Okay, let's
No,
just go to
no,
the throne
the-
room right now.
Mechanically, the battle hasn't started yet. Well,
Oh,
but like
well then,
narratively.
yeah, we wait until the battle starts and then we go to the throne room.
Okay.
How do we know
okay,
the
so
battle
battle's-
starts?
Well, we'll say the siege of Sanctum has started.
All right, we go to the throne room.
They
We
blew a
tell
really
them-
loud
it
horn.
is starting.
For some reason, I was going to tell you after you teleported, but obviously you would want to know before you teleported.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep,
I don't
and
have
now
any
we
way to describe,
teleported into
but
the-
Jack, you don't have like a.
And now
fucking
we're in the
scribe
throne
tattoo?
room. We're in the throne room. What do we see?
I mean, I can scribe, but I have to be familiar with the area. Why does the barbarian scribe?
I was there, guys. I was literally there. I know it.
Okay,
Mike knows
Daelin.
it, so we let Daelin do it.
So you guys,
That's
you
what I
put
said.
the
You fucking
teleporter-
retards.
But I said it.
You put the
No, you
portable
didn't, you fucking
teleportation
retard.
pad on the ground of this tavern, let's say, and you expand it so that it, can contain the mass of everybody. Of course, looks like there's 5 slots, 5 almost like spots for people to stand. And then Daelin, the party turns to you and is like, okay, you're the only one who's been in this place. Envision where you want us to go, and then we will activate the teleporter.
Well, I'm
Fuck us,
thinking of
Mike.
a- thinking of a
Teleport us to
nice-
some bullshit place that fucks us.
Daelin, could you make me a history check with advantage?
Oh boy.
Double nat 1, just like Will.
I'm
and
thinking of
Sean.
a nice
Because
stony,
you've been there before.
stony room.
No.
No, okay, all right, that's better.
Okay, that's way better.
Okay.
We're only 3.
Is this
miles
what
away.
Daelin says out loud? Yeah. What do you actually say out loud here, Daelin? Or are you just fucking around?
I remember Stone. Me as Mike, I do not remember what this place looked like, but I remember fighting.
Hawk dying.
Yes, our good friend Hawk dying.
Good friend.
Birdman.
You begin to remember your good friends.
Yeah.
good
There was
friends.
There was a fire where we burned him, didn't we? Like a forge or something.
Stop thinking about the forge and think of the throne room.
Oh, throne
Yeah,
room.
stop thinking about the fire tree burner.
Stop, I'm gonna tell.
needed
Stop
us.
getting distracted.
Throne room, yes. It was large and.
or the throne room. You guys activate the
There was a chair.
teleporter, and you feel the crackle, snapping, synaptic lightning of this teleporter begin to engulf you, and then almost like shrink you into this extra dimensional space where you are essentially stretched into another space. A completely different part of the world. Another completely different space and time.
Whoa.
There's a flash of light, and then darkness. As
My staff radiates 15 feet of light.
All of our items do.
your weapons all emit light to illuminate where you are. Rolland,
Nuva.
you find yourself with Bosong you find yourself with Ocerus and Daelin in a
Okay.
small room.
We've been separated?
Bosong, you find yourself in a very, very, very hot forge-like room. And Khanek, you find yourself alone in a small room. Operating tables, warforged parts all around you and hanging from the ceiling. The sound of a chunking forge as parts for more of their autonomous army are being churned out. You're not exactly where you thought you would be, Daelin. But you're definitely in Sanctum.
I did a good job.
And that's where the session will end.
Wait, am I with Khanek?
Is he?
I have a map for this actually, but we're not flashing it yet because it's gonna open a whole can of worms.
It's a next session map.
But you should know that this wasn't planned. It's actually called the War Forge. So,
Nice.
Mike, your insight or your history check was good, but let's be honest. You're level 18, buddy. Pull up your pants. Okay, tie your shoes. Anything below a 20 isn't gonna cut it these days.
Wait, we're level 18? I gotta level up my character. I've been here in a minute. Shit.
But as the prophet described, you were here, and now you're there. It's gonna be like completely narrative, like whiplash, for you to go from Fort Bygone to Safeguard, and now you're in the heart of this fucking cold-blooded, robotic dwarven empire, and I'll tell you guys, you're really coming up to the end of the road here. So there's going to be a lot of combats coming your way, but also
God bless.
feel free to approach them however you want, because not all of them have to be combats. It's just a matter of...
True, machines don't like fighting. We'll negotiate our way.
Romanced.
I just want you to know that it doesn't have to end that way, but I imagine that you guys will just do that, you know, so so it's prepped that way regardless. Because why, you know, why wouldn't you?
All right.
Thanks for playing. Appreciate you guys a lot. This has been session 82 of Tragedy of War. I really think the campaign will be over somewhere in the low 90s, or even at 90. We'll see.
All right.
Just a few more.
Then you just have to run 10
And then you run a few David. You run a few David side quests.
Exactly.
10 after story one shots
No.
to get to 100.
No. No more side quests.
I gotta hit the
Fuck
hay.
that.
Thanks for the sash.
See ya, Mike.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for playing, then. Dude, David, your question during the side quests when you entered the structure.
Yeah.
You want to check for traps and other goodies? I'm like, fuck you. I'm not. Is this guy for real?
Yes. I am a loot goblin to my core.
That sounds exactly like what David would do. Are you kidding me?
I know.
I am bound to my nature. It is what I am.
Okay, we accept you, David.
Not Will.
Well, we don't accept Will.
Ah, good to know.
So he's just throwing it back at you.
It's hot.
Understandable. I'd lash out too.
How do you feel about your items, David?
I'm happy.
You gonna enjoy exploding people?
Yeah, I find it really funny how it's a friendly fire item. I'm actually very happy about that.
We're just indiscriminate.
Exactly.
I thought you would like it.
Just don't get caught in the flames. Easy.
Huge.
So just to clarify, I feel like I should get out ahead of it. It's like the explosion damage is not part of the crit. Like it does just
Yeah.
a flat amount.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's like self-casting fireball on myself every
I
crit.
just want to make sure we're not in a divine smite
does it hurt
situation. Yeah, and
No, well,
it does hurt me.
wait, it hurts me?
What? That's nuts.
You are in the blast zone, sir.
I'm the wielder. I thought you said danger sense would like negate it.
Yeah,
Or
it
you-
will. But
No, danger sense is an effect you can see.
Oh
Yeah,
right, it's
you
the
just have
advantage.
to-
Oh,
Is
man.
this an effect you can see?
I would
My
say
own
it's
hammer
It's
hurt.
probably an
you know,
effect Cannon can see.
True.
It's something that he knows is gonna happen when if he crits.
So it's an effect he can precog.
Wait,
Yeah,
but I can't
that's
even
it.
half this. It's fire damage. I just take the full
Get fucked.
explosion.
No, you would
Get
take
exploded.
half from if you pass the save.
You make an advantage dex save with advantage. Yeah.
Oh. All right. Well,
I mean, it's still.
we'll see how that works. We'll see how it works out.
Precog.
Yeah. You're in the middle of a fireball
Precog.
blast.
Precog.
I understand if you change your opinion on the item now.
I am a little more apprehensive now that my swinging my hammer hurts me.
David, imagine this. You're at 10 health. Then you blow yourself up. Boom, immortality. You're back to your half full. I don't remember how much you get, but you're back.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy.
Precog. Precog.
And Cannon, your swords can paralyze.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I thought rolling for percentage would be kind of fun
Yeah.
for some of these items.
I can make it so it auto rolls percent if it doesn't already.
Yeah.
It'll just
Yeah,
put
no,
percentage
you
down at the
should.
bottom. Nice. I'll do that then.
Yeah, if there's any... I think I did, like, the very... like, bare minimum, like I think on your old hammer, Bosong, you had the crit threshold set to 18.
Yeah, that was from the
Because-
feats. Yeah.
Yeah, because of your feats. But I just put it to... Like, I just left it empty because I wasn't sure
Alright, that's fine.
how it works. So you might have to optimize certain things.
You got it.
And same with Daelin, because he's got a sharpshooter feature. He's probably gonna have to reduplicate his weapon to put the sharpshooter stuff in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harry, could I renegotiate the self damage? I feel like that's actually kind of really rough for a long fight, especially because we're gonna have a lot of combats.
You have precog, bro. You can precog the damage.
I'm supposed to precog enemy attacks, not my own.
Yeah, but since it's your own attack, you can precog it. You have precog.
I mean, let me see.
Let's see, it's just average 8d6. Half average of 8d6 is 28, halved is 14.
Yeah,
And that's assuming I pass the DC.
it is assuming you pass the DC.
Mm.
I mean, it's I hate that this has completely killed it for him. I thought it would be obvious that you would be subject to the effects, but
It's just like the song's built around critting, and then like there's a debuff now to critting.
well,
Oh, is there?
I guess see it that way. We can talk about it. Yeah, I mean it's an additional 8d6 to the crit as well, and it's AoE. I think it's
Wait,
a
he's
lot
throwing around
more...
AoE fireballs on his hammer?
It's when he crits, basically it
He self
spawns a
fireballs.
fireball right on top of him. Yeah.
Holy
And
shit.
I mean, I see it personally as more of a buff than a debuff. I mean, it's definitely... But I mean, if I have to argue my point, then it's probably a losing battle anyway. I think we should just maybe revert or change it somehow. I honestly think it'll be weaker without that, but I'm fine with
I'll try it for the
working
next
with
few
it.
combats. If it like actually feels bad, then I'll let you know. I think right now I'm just apprehensive because I'm seeing the like just raw numbers versus like how it'll actually play out in combat. So if it's actually just feels bad going into the next few fights, then I'll let you know, boss.
Well,
Because this is all surface level for now. I don't know how it'll actually play.
yeah. Yeah, but to some degree, I want you to be happy with it. So it's like I almost don't want you to have to play test it. Like I also feel like that's kind of weird balance-wise. Like, I think we should just in DMs maybe come up with a different feature for the hammer. Maybe we just pull back. We just grab the one from War's Weight on the cone attack because I know you liked that.
I mean, I'm fine to play test it. I am down to play test it, like for real, for real.
Yeah. And all be bangers. Ken, is the stream still going?
Oh yeah, should I stop that?
Yeah, we can end the stream at this point. Thanks for watching this week's session of Tragedy. We'll be back. I think same time, same place next. Well, not same place. I think we'll be back same time next week. I will send a message as soon as I know.
Cool.
All right.
I'm trying to keep them consistent.
Cool.
Stream.
So. See you there.